Good morning. Happy Sleepy Sunday. How is everyone today? It's another good day. I woke up breathing, so did you. So we got all kinds of fun stuff that we can do here on the planet. What are we gonna do today? See who wants to come play at the playground while I sit here and center and ground myself, getting myself all settled in. I think it's going to be another day. Hi, Prachetta. Good morning. Another day at the garden today. So we're going to go there in just a little bit. Enjoy some imagination, some creativity, creating a dream for the planet. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of all of the sadness and the hurt and the brokenness on the planet. I'm ready to see it healed completely. Hi, Julie Kiss. Good morning. How are you? Pachetta, how are things in your part of the world? There sure is a lot of unrest again, so I say the other shoe today. That's what I named it. There's a reason why I call it the other shoe. I don't know how many of you are like me. I'm going to tell you now, and as more gather, I'll tell them too. Sunday fun day. Yay, we get to have fun today. Julie, thank you for that. Did you see me lighten up? Whoa, does that mean ice cream sundaes? And I think if it's Sunday, we should get ice cream sundaes, don't you? You brightened my day right up when you said that. Hi, Charlie. Good morning. How are things today in you guys' neck of the woods? What is it? Up in New York? Where are you, Julie? I know, but I don't. We all move around, don't we? So I'm working on waking myself up. I've been really tired. The past 2 days I've been really tired. We did a lot of adventuring yesterday, though. It was really nice. I think sometimes we feel like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. We wake up in the morning, we're like, my gosh, I was so busy last night in my dreamland. I just worked all night long. Do you ever just want to turn that off and say, hey, can we just sleep tonight? Tonight, I just need rest. Tonight, I just want to sleep. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I feel like I'm recreating everything on the planet while I'm sleeping. It's so much work. It's sunny and hot where you are. Sunny and hot here, too. We're supposed to get, even though it's sunny and hot right now, we are supposed to get thunderstorms again. And we had the most beautiful yesterday as we're walking through. I don't know how many of you saw the pictures that I posted, but the mountains were rumbly all day yesterday. So as we're going places in that tunnel that we were in, it's under a bridge. I think the road is still there over the top of us. I was like, no, maybe not. I don't know what it was. We were under a bridge, and there was thunder rolling as I was under that bridge. And I was like, I was trying to capture it for you guys because it was the most magical. There's all these little butterflies everywhere and these low rumbling thunders. And we came back out and we went on down the mountain just a little bit, kind of roughed it down a water trail where the water goes. So it was kind of slippery. And we got down to a real trail, which was the Appalachian Trail. So we walked on the Appalachian Trail for a little while. And just as we came back up out of the Appalachian Trail, we're walking back up the road. Hi, Eric Elliott. Back up the road towards where he had parked his car. I look up, as this has happened to us twice this week. I look up and I had to stop him and say, hold up. Because just as we got up towards his car, this head popped out of the woods. Whoop! The big bear head. It was actually not a big bear head this time. It was a little bear. Very small, probably a baby. So I didn't get a good picture of the baby because I got a couple, but I didn't have my good camera. I only had my phone. So I didn't get to zoom in on that bear. That's typical for me. I rarely carry the big camera with me anymore. And so I get the best I can with my phone, which the phone does an okay job, unless you want to move in close on something, and then it's kind of doesn't quite do what a DSLR would do with the right lenses. But anyway, that bear popped right out in front of us, and Jim walked around the other side of the road just to give him some space. I just kind of stood there and watched, and then of course people came along and they were stopping. They're like, look at the bear, and the bear's gone. People get so excited when they see a bear, and I do understand them, but I kind of wish that they would just let them be. And those of us that just want to coexist with those bears, we just want to be there and just watch them. I don't want to harass them. I don't want to get too close to them. I don't want to scare mama with babies. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to enjoy their presence because they feel so good to me. So I'm a weirdo. I do things a little differently. I realize that. But you can't stop and look at a bear without, if it's a busy season, without a whole bunch of people stopping to see the bear too. The poor bears around here, they get harassed. It's okay. I talk about the bears a lot, don't I? I thought it was upstate New York still. You're working on, don't you have a Florida residence too? So it's hard for me to know where you're going to be. Upstate New York is always going to be home. Jim and I were talking about it yesterday. I don't think we'll make it this year, at least not in the next couple of months with the way the shutdowns are going on, but I do want to bring him up to New York and show him my favorite places, because he's shown me all of his favorite places here. I definitely have some favorite places in upstate New York. I love it there. I do. I just don't like the winters. I really don't like the winter. Stopping to breathe. So I called today the other shoe, and there's a reason why I call it the other shoe, and some of you may relate to this. Probably everyone relates to this. We have, in life, since we were little, we have all of these moments in life where we're camp kids. You have bears. Don't you love them? I love. Hey, I saw an article where there was a bear at Cuca Lake, which is where my home is, Cuca Lake in Penn Yan, New York, and there was a bear there. And they don't see bear sightings there very often. The bears have been, wildlife is really, I don't know if it's because of all of this virus and all of the shutdowns, and we've been still and allowed wildlife to feel more comfortable, but the wildlife is becoming more and more abundant, it seems, or they're at least showing themselves more than what we're used to. So Caleb even saw a couple weeks ago, right here, right where I live, pretty much. Let me get a drink. He saw a cougar. I scared the daylights out of him because he was out late riding the bike and there wasn't anybody else around. And all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, what's that? That's not a bear. It had a big, long, curly tail behind it, but it was the size of a bear. So it was definitely a wildcat. So that's rare in this area these days. We don't see a lot of cougars in this close to, I don't think that, honestly, I think that their numbers are way down in the Appalachian Mountains. They've been hunted and gone to different places because it's not a good place for them anymore. But sounds like they're coming back. If you saw one, so I'm excited about that. Hi, Melanie. Good morning. I love seeing the wildlife. I love the energy of the animals. We even have next door neighbors off in Alaska, and he hasn't been to his house in a long time. And he has a cute little woodchuck living under his house. Beaver, whatever you want to. No, it's a woodchuck. It came out and it was just standing at my side yard yesterday, standing right up on its hind feet, like looking in my direction. It was the cutest thing. We have a lot of critters. There's boars here, which are dangerous. You have to be careful with them. And we have fox and what else do I run into all the time? Coyotes. We've seen coyotes walking right up the street, so we're really careful with our pets. I don't let cats or dogs. The dog goes out with me only. The cats stay in the house. I'm afraid of some of these animals for they're just doing what's natural, but they will grab dogs and cats. They're hungry. They're gonna grab what they need, whether it makes sense to us or not. So I'd be careful. The bear doesn't mess with the dogs and the cats. The bear just wants the grubs and the garbage. The bear comes up. He came up under my carport last week and dug through my recycling. I'm like, I guess I gotta find a better place to put the recycling. There's nothing to eat in that recycling bin. But he smelled food, very strong sniffer, and decided to go through it anyway. So, it's alright. I love wildlife. I love being here. I've always wanted to live here. I've always wanted to live someplace where I could have a bear in my yard. So to be here this year, in a house where the bear visits my yard all the time, magic. And that trip up into yesterday when we were here together, we talked a lot about magic and bringing magic back into the world. and he said, okay, we're going to go up to this bridge. And I'm like, okay, like I'm always up for an adventure. I got up under that bridge and I found magic. It was there. It was incredible with all those little butterflies and the sound of the thunder rolling through and the reflections of the water under the bridge and the flowers and the greenery. Yesterday was pure magic. It was as close to my Garden of Eden that I could get at this point, and I'm still creating, but it felt like I'd walked into a fairy tale. So I hope that you guys have those fairy tale adventures in your life. Keep creating. It's important. We're so powerful. Easy. I see 7. That's a nice little group for us to go off to the garden. We'll do that pretty soon. Tell me what's going on with you guys. I will pay attention. I'm watching you. I want to see what you're doing. I need another drink of water, excuse me. I'm very dry today. I've been very dry all week. Body's trying to flush clear. So, I promised you a story and I didn't go into it. The other shoe. So how many of us, this is your question for the day, how many of us have gone through life and you're like, things are pretty good until the other shoe drops, and it always drops. Like, to the point of finally finding this beautiful person to be in my life. He was so incredible, so loving, so giving, so incredible. And I thought, man, this one's going to last forever. And I had him for 6.5 years and I lost him to cancer. And so that was, to me, that was the other shoe dropping. It's always, it seems as if my whole life has been getting and losing and getting and losing. And I'm coming to a place where, see if I can get this the right way. I'm having to accept the fact that there is two shoes, that is enlightened, and as much as we grow, we're still physical, and we live in a world where there are a lot of people creating, and not everyone is creating from a positive place, and we have to commingle with them. And I think to a certain degree we're realizing our own power, and so that other shoe doesn't seem to be quite as heavy as it used to be. Yes, sometimes things get a little heavy. Sometimes that other shoe drops a little bit, but it doesn't drop as hard as it used to. Melanie, you got a beautiful grandbaby this morning. Okay. Is it a boy? Oh, grandboy. Grandboy. Excellent. That is so beautiful. Man, I look forward to grandbabies someday. Congratulations, truly. And I'm so glad that everyone's healthy. Shauna, good morning. How are you? So, it's that other shoe thing. It's the other shoe thing. How many of us, I wonder if we're supposed to be outgrowing that, now that I think about it. Are we supposed to be outgrowing the fear of the other shoe dropping completely? Like, okay, it's going to drop. Things are going to happen. As long as we're here, we're physical, we haven't stepped into the Garden of Eden yet fully. There's going to be all kinds of experiences, and it's all pure experience. Everything that happens to us, some experiences are things that we feel totally blessed by, and other times those experiences don't make us all that happy. We don't really, and we judge them as what's good and what's bad, what we would rather not do and what we would love to have happen again. And we judge. We're judging our experiences just like we're judging ourselves and those around us. Humanity loves to judge. We love to compartmentalize. We love to put things in a certain place. This is good, this is bad. We learned that from a really young age, didn't we? You're a good girl, you're a bad girl. And we took it to heart. If we were told we were bad, we became bad. Oftentimes. If you look at a child that's continually told that they're bad, they'll oftentimes take that to heart. Either they're going to be, if they're super sensitive, they're going to be very, very self-critical. They're going to have a hard time loving themselves. Or they might start getting naughtier and naughtier. Well, okay, I accept that. I'm bad. Might as well be bad. If I am bad, I might as well actually act like I'm bad. That kind of thing. Our experiences are like that too. They're like little children, aren't they? They're like, okay, well, I had this experience and it was bad. It was really, really bad. And we talk about it all the time. Humanity loves to talk about the bad stuff. Always. We're forever judging, and we're forever saying, well, You know, it was really bad when that happened, and man, let's go deeply into it. Let's really discuss this. I want to go back to those painful memories that I had when that happened. I want to tell the whole world how bad my experience was. I went to a restaurant, and the food was so bad, and the waitstaff was so bad, and they blah blah blah. And whenever we have a chance to share our experiences, we will almost always share the experiences that we term is bad instead of the experiences that we thought were good. And within that one experience, we can find good things that happened, or enjoyable, pleasurable parts of it, or we might just only focus on what's negative. And when all we focus on is what's negative, we're literally creating the energy of negativity. We're literally drawing more into ourselves. I know with relationships that I've got, I would love to sit around and talk about what's good in the world. I'm to this point in my life where I really just want to talk about what's good. And when I talk about what's good and what's enjoyable and what brings pleasure, I feel that to my bones. I feel like, oh yeah, we're talking about this and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And when all we talk about is what's wrong and what's happened in the past that hurt us and, you know, all of that stuff, and some of us, that's all we seem to focus on, we're actually creating more of that. There's no judgment in that. We can do it if we want to. We can have painful experiences if we want to. It's up to us. We can also have bliss and joy. And so it feels good to me to sit here and talk with you guys, because I feel like you're all pretty much in that same space of realizing the importance of holding on to those pleasurable experiences, of spending time in that sense of wow, joy, wonder, childlike wonder. Wow, I went to this bridge yesterday. See, create it in your own mind. Take all of the disbelief out of it. I went to this bridge yesterday, and I saw these beautiful reflections in the water. And what if those reflections are more real than the hard surface stuff that I think is real? And look at all those butterflies. What if those butterflies are actually fairies? And later I saw dragonflies, and I could actually picture the fairies. One of them was just hovering right in front of me for the longest time. And if I looked really closely, I could see a fairy on its back, just sitting there talking to me, telling me about life, spending time with me, seeing if I was actually listening. I saw butterflies everywhere that I went, and every one of them I saw is someone that I've lost that has gone on ahead of me. Hi, Steve. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa. Just start naming them. The butterflies are all my loved ones coming back for a quick visit to check in. What else did I see? Oh man, I saw waterfalls like you wouldn't believe. And I saw angels just sliding over those waterfalls, and they were having a blast. They were just laughing and rolling, and some would go into the water and they would swim around for a while and come back up and splash each other. Can you go off into the woods and have a magical experience? Can you go into your room, take a nap, and have a magical experience? Can you bring yourself to that place of bliss where, as often as possible, and let the negativity go? Because we are so powerful right now. That's what Source keeps trying to give us. We are in such a powerful place right now that if we focus on the negative, we bring more negative. And if we focus on the positive, we bring more positive. Can we focus on those things that bring more joy, that bring more happiness, that bring us into a place of bliss? Or do we choose to focus on those things that pull us back down into the mud puddle? When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn how powerful we are? When are we going to understand who we really are? And that we're creating this world around us with every thought, with every word, with every bit of energy that we carry in our bodies, we're creating. This morning, this was fun. This morning while I stood in the shower, I wrote the names of everyone all the people that I'm closest to, Jim and his son and my children. And I started writing everybody's names on the steam on the shower door. And then as I was doing it, I waved my hands over them, and I was like, my intent is to take away anything negative, anything hurtful from the lives of these that I love so much. And I just kept making my hands go around them and just asking and trusting that my angels, my guides, that the archangels, that Ascended Masters, all of them would say, yeah, we can do that. And I felt it in my body. I felt the power come into me. Yes, you got it. You asked and you have received. We are going right now. I could see them going to each one of these people and working with them and reminding each one of them of the joy of just being alive. Letting go of those things that are negative, working more into the love part. That's what I do. I'm more and more a child every day. And I refuse to go back to being that grumpy old adult. I choose to live in a world where there's fairies and my little storybook house where I feel safe and protected. And the woods that are right up behind me are filled with fairies. Truly, there's a fairy house that's built right up behind me someplace. I haven't gone to find it yet. I'm going to. It's on my list of to-dos. I live in a magical world. This is my world of creation. I've created a magical world where I can step out into the lawn and I can feel the energy of these ancient mountains under my feet. This place that I've wanted to be for years and years and years, probably 12, 14, 15 years I've dreamt of living here. And I live here. And I look at those mountains every day in awe still. Loving, absolutely loving this life. Can you do that with your life? Can you create? I wasn't here 4 months ago. I didn't have this. I wasn't where I dreamt of being. I let go of my dream for a while, and I chose not to live it. I chose to step into somebody else's dream for a while. And when I woke up, I went, wait, I want to get back into my own dream. Lucid dreaming has always been something I've been good at since I was a little child. If I was having a bad dream, I would recreate it. Like, nope, I don't want to go there, that's scary. And so I would recreate it. In my dreamland, I would start changing my dreams around. I don't really have bad dreams anymore, because when they start to go bad, while I'm still asleep, I recreate them. What if it's that easy in life? What if things are getting kind of scary here? What if we can recreate just like we do in our dreams? Think about it. Doesn't it make you happy to think that you're that powerful? That you can say, okay, hold on, stop. It's time for me to change the energy of this. I'm going to recreate. I'm going to start painting a new story. I like the idea of it. Yes, I agree. Julie says, yes, I agree. Light shoe dropping, not as heavy anymore. Lots of growth going on, yes. Yeah, so you can hear that other shoe drop sometimes. It goes lightly to the ground. It's like there's air under it and it just comes down gently. Instead of going, boom, it just goes, okay, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Boom, it's right there. It's okay. It's all right. We protected you. It's all right. It's going to be okay. We're always going to be okay. And I'm still, when I say that about the shoe dropping, I'm still learning about that one, because I've had so many experiences since I was a child where I felt fairly secure, and then all of a sudden the rug got pulled out from underneath me. And then I would get myself into another position where it was like, okay, feeling fairly secure. Oh, there goes the rug again. And it happened to me so many times, and sometimes in huge ways. Steve was the biggest way, truly. There's no other way to put it. And yet Steve proved to me that even though I lost everything and I lost him, all in one fell swoop, boom, it was gone. I survived it. He stayed with me. He never left. So what do I have to fear anymore? It's all going to be okay. It's always going to be okay. And I'm doing a lot of self-talk right now, because allowing myself to fall fully into another relationship, fears come up all the time because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the other shoe dropping. I'm afraid of another loss. I can't fully love someone if I'm afraid of losing them. Think about it. We can't fully love someone if we're stuck in fear mode. We're reactive. In fear mode, we're more reactive than we ever have. That's just, instead of being unconditionally in a relationship, we fall into, they say that, now I'm reacting to that, I'm afraid now. I come from that place of constriction. I can't love someone when I'm all constricted. I have to open up the flow. Just love anyway. Whatever he says, whatever he does, whatever. If it feels a little scary, like, uh-oh, he might be sick. Wait a minute, I might lose him. Nope, stop. Because things are going to happen. The other shoe is going to drop sooner or later. It's okay, because it's always okay. There's nothing that's going to tear us down. That shoe is not going to hurt as much as we think it is. We can come through anything because we are so supported all the time and so loved. So sometimes the bad things that happen to you is the journey that will lead you to the things in your next chapter. Exactly right, Shauna. I would say pretty much every time, huh? The greater the pain, the bigger the opportunity. I had a lot of opportunities to change. I had a lot of opportunities to grow, to become everything that I came here to be. Those butterflies are distracting me. They're so pretty. Anyway, I've had lots of opportunities of growth. But the biggest opportunity that I had was losing someone that I love so much. And so I tell that to people often when they talk about someone being sick and their fear, and I'm like, yeah, but yes, we're going to have losses. We came here, we're temporary travelers, all of us. So we can fall in love often. You can fall in love with everyone you see. And sooner or later, one of them, all of them, at some point, all of us will pass from this life to another. We will choose to move into a new form of existence. And my hope is that we are coming to a place where we realize that all of this is temporary and that our loved ones are still very close. That we're coming to a place, which I have already experienced, that when someone does decide to leave physical form, they are still very, very connected to us. We still realize that they're right there. Everyone on the planet suddenly has complete and total contact with those that they lose in physical form. So while it's still very difficult to lose that physical self that we're so used to, being able to reach out and hug that person, feel them touch your face, just those are parts of him that I miss so much. And yet who he has become, who he has grown into, is the most incredible being I could ever hope to imagine to have in my existence. And had I not lost him that way, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have this pure source, beautiful connection. Hold on. Yes, I feel you. I'm so blessed by him. I'm so blessed by him when he decides to just pop in. He doesn't leave me alone. He really doesn't. He's like, well, thank you for talking about me. Here I am. What a blessing. What a blessing. And my wish is that every person on the planet could have that kind of relationship, can have that kind of love in life and that kind of love after life. That love doesn't ever die, that we know that love doesn't ever die, and that we then feel that love with us always. And that we also realize, as we spoke of yesterday, that every one of those chapters that we created, every one of the chapters that Steve created, every one of those personalities that he has been, oh my gosh, this is big. He and I have had many, many existences together. We have been Native American tribal members. I was the healer, he was the hunter. We lost each other. I lost him in that lifetime. I've lost him over and over. One way or another, we've suffered the loss of one of us in many lifetimes. But all of those lifetimes that we lived still exist. So he can come to me as Steve, and he can come to me as that Native American boy, and he can come to me as, let's see what else, as the trapper, as the, there's so many different, as my father. Not only that, he wasn't always my love. Sometimes he was my father. Sometimes he was my mother. He was my mother once. They can come to us in any one of those. And we can come to them in any one of those. And all of those parts of me that have existed in the past still exist today. And so I can still go into that space of being that person with him. Wow. Okay, let's get deeper and deeper into this. This is really deep, and I'm not sure if I can even manage to accomplish all of this. Thank you, Steve. We are so expansive. We're so expansive. There's so many layers of us. There's so many parts of us. And so we can get to know those parts of us again through imagination, through intuition, through sessions, through meditation. We can get to know all of those little parts of us again. And so I've had experiences where I knew him in a past life. I envisioned us together. I've told this story before. After he died, I had this vision of me being this Native American. I was the healer in the tribe. I've written about this. I need to finish this book. I was the healer in the tribe, and he was the hunter. We fell in love when we were very young. He would watch me in the woods. I would be doing my little magical things by the fireplace, whatever it was I was doing, and he would watch me from behind the trees. And he fell in love with me, and finally I agreed to be his mate, whatever it was that whatever ceremony, and we were very much in love. And I was the one that would bless, I got the goosebumps, I was the one that would bless the animals that we were eating. I would, in my own way, I would give thankfulness and gratitude to the animal for dying for us, for giving their skins to keep us warm, for giving their meat to keep us fed, their bones for whatever kind of tools that we needed. We used every part of those animals, and we were grateful and thankful for every part. And I showed the animals love and respect. That was my job. And I did it my own way. Nobody else ever did it my way. It was my way only. I've always been like that. I still am. It doesn't go away. That's a trait that I carry with me very strongly in this lifetime. Nobody does things the way that I do it. I can't learn like anybody else does. I've never been able to learn like anyone else. I got to do it my way. So I did it my own way, and I remember the day I saw it in that vision of him coming, of the Indians, of the whole tribe coming back. And I heard the noises, and I knew something was wrong. And I was up at the top of a cliff, and I hopped on my horse, and I flew on down the mountain, and I saw him. He had died, and it broke me, and I left. I left the tribe. And I saw myself then in a cave, at the mouth of a cave. And I could see the horses. They were a different style of horse than what we're used to. They were shorter, more compact. They had the short mane. And I didn't think they had a full tail. And there was tall reeds around them. These tall, like, not wheat, but something like that. It was golden. And I saw where these horses suddenly parted. And they got out of the way. And as they parted and made kind of a pathway, a very large wolf. They weren't scared of the wolf. They just moved out of his way. There was no fear. You would have thought they would have run away. They just moved out of respect. And this large black wolf, it had gray hairs throughout its body too, but it was mostly black. And it came out from between those horses through that pathway, and it came up to the cave, and I just stood there and watched it. I wasn't afraid. My hands are sparking right now. I wasn't afraid at all. And as it walked up to the mouth of the cave, I just stepped aside. I looked at its golden eyes, and I could see I was resonating with this creature. I knew this animal by his eyes. And he just walked around the big fire that I had set in the middle of the cave, made one circle, went over to the far side of it, and he laid down. And he looked at me with those golden eyes, and I knew it was Steve. And he'd come back. He'd come back to protect me. He was not going to leave me alone out there in that cave. He came back to make sure I was safe. And that wolf and I stayed together for a long time. And I remember I saw a vision of me down by the water, washing in the water. And as I came back up out of the water, I saw this wolf again. Only this time, he brought someone to me. He had a man with him. He had a hand that he was kind of, had the hand of the man in his mouth. He wasn't hurting him. He was just leading him. And he led him directly to me. And I heard in my head, as soon as he did that, you don't have to do this all by yourself. And after that, he and I went back to the tribe. We returned. He was the wolf. I don't know if the wolf even stayed with me after that. I just know that he brought me a person to take care of me. I almost think I feel as if that was, I never saw another vision with me and the wolf after that, so I feel as if he brought this man to me, and once he knew that I was protected, he left. So, hello Sherry. We're talking about visions today. Yeah, it's my way or the highway. No, it's not really my way or the highway. I'm very giving to anyone else that chooses to do it their way too. I just have my own way. So, he and I have gone through lifetime after lifetime. I told you yesterday about how I had seen Jim in a vision too. I've had a lot of these visions, and this is what's coming through to people as I do private sessions or classes now, are these encounters with past lives. And they're bringing it to me over and over and over again. We still got a little time. They're bringing this to me over and over and over again, this thing of, what if, and I know this is true, I've felt this coming for a long time, what if you can now go into those past lifetimes and pick and choose the parts of yourself that you'd like to bring forth now. You did that before you came here. You'll suddenly know how to do something, and you're like, I don't know why I know how to do that. You'll see little kids suddenly stand up and play the piano like Mozart. You're like, where did they learn that? They learned it in a past life, and they carried it through. Sometimes we carry through things that we probably shouldn't. We have many cycles. We have cycles that we carry through that from many lifetimes ago, where something happened to us that was painful, or we felt like we did something wrong, and we keep that inside of us somewhere, and we punish ourselves. We choose to have this karmic relationship. We'll choose to go through the same thing in a different way, or some form of repayment over and over and over again. Say you felt responsible for a child's death, so you'll go through lifetime after lifetime where you lose a child in death as a way of repaying what happened to that parent that lost their child because of you. What they're giving us now is that it's time to let go of all of that. If you have negative cycles in your life that you've carried through for many lifetimes, you don't got to carry it anymore. You can start letting that stuff go. So you go into these sessions and you're shown these people and what happened to the best of my ability of reading what I'm seeing. And then we go back in and we work to recreate those memories so that it's released inside of you, so that somewhere inside of you, some part of your soul goes, okay, I don't got to keep repaying that anymore. I can let it go. It's really powerful. It's really powerful what's going on right now. This is like something that we've never fully done in humanity's whole history. Since the beginning of the leaving the Garden of Eden, we have not learned how to release karma, to release these cycles, to let go, to move past them, to move forward, to free ourselves up, to move into this 5D. And the reason why it's so necessary now is because we can't take this stuff with us. This is baggage that will not get through the checkout. I promise you're not going to get it through customs. You can't take it with you when you go. You can't. And you can go into a higher reality. You can step into the Garden of Eden, but you can't take the baggage with you. You got to leave it at the gate. The Garden of Eden can't handle any lower vibrational energies. It doesn't know how to. It doesn't exist there. So you can't take it with you. So you can't fully step into that Garden of Eden as long as you're carrying that baggage internally. So they're asking us to release, let it go. Don't take it with you. You don't have to do that anymore. You can sever those old soul contracts. You can release that old karma. You can move into a lighter, freer way of being. You can just be. You don't gotta be all weighed down anymore. I just think that's beautiful. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to be a part of that. So, what do we want to do today? Do we want to release some negative karma, some soul contracts? Do we want to go into the Garden of Eden and enjoy the peaceful presence, the joy of being totally unencumbered for a little while, let go of everything, be completely at peace? I love this little number, this group that we've got. I hope that you'll all stay and enjoy just a few minutes. A Sunday morning, you can give yourself a little bit of time to just be at peace today. Please feel free to share this out. I don't really share when I'm going live because I want it to be, I don't want to be looking at a bunch of different people. I like to just share it with whoever comes directly in, so all of you get a more personal experience. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Now, one more drink of water, we're going to go into some meditation. Hopefully I won't be coughing and carrying on. So guys, I'm going to turn around the camera here in just a second. What we always do is put our feet on the ground. If you have shoes on, it's great to take them off. Feel your feet. Feel them. Feel them rooted to the ground. You are so welcome, Shauna. Thank you. I accept that peace. And I am going to cough. I'm sorry. I'm stuffy. There is something in the air the past couple of days that's really getting to me. Maybe it'll start settling down. It's been raining a lot, stirring up a whole lot of, just enough. Like we don't get it. We've gotten a couple somewhat decent rains, but mostly it's just stirring up the dust and the pollen. So for those of us that are sensitive to that kind of stuff, it's kind of difficult. It's okay, because I love it here so much. And this is my first full year. I've never lived in the mountains full time before, and I've never even come here to visit in the summertime. So this is a brand new experience for my body. It's okay, we got it. So I'm going to turn the camera in just a minute. I hope your feet are planted to the ground. I love the feel of, I've got a huge rock under my desk, and I also have a wood beam under my desk that is very worn out because my feet like to sit on it because it allows for that natural, organic feel under my feet. So as we're sitting here, please envision roots coming out of your feet. We are all beautiful trees. We have this beautiful root system. What you see on the outside, what you see above ground, is underground too, just like a tree. You have these beautiful roots that reach deeply into the earth. And on the upside of the earth, the part that you can see, you are this beautiful tree with many branches, and you're growing the most beautiful fruit. And people can pick that fruit anytime they like, and they find love and they find peace from the fruit that you're growing. So you are so being thanked for the work that you do here, for carrying the light. I'm glad, Sherry, truly, I am glad. That's my job. You confirm that for me every time I hear something like that. I'm glad. That's why I'm still here. I used to wonder why I stayed. I'm only here to try to bring peace back to the planet. All of us are, aren't we? So let's take it out and share it. So let's do it. At the end of this meditation, you stick through the whole thing. We're going to share some loving energy, clearing energy out to those that you feel have that need, or to the earth. And I hope that you'll join me in that, because we are so powerful when we gather together. So let's do it. So I'm going to turn us around. We're going to go into the garden. We're going to enjoy some imagination for a few minutes. So there we are. So now as you sit there and you're all well grounded to the earth, you're well protected. That energy that comes up from the earth keeps you rooted to the ground, keeps you safe. Archangel Michael is coming in to wrap each one of us in a beautiful bubble of protection. And as he does that, we're asking the angels to come into your homes to root out any kind of lower vibrational energies, to cleanse, to care for each person in your home, to protect each one, to protect your cars, your land, all of it. Feeling completely safe. You can take a big breath, and as you do, if you're so willing, let your higher self come out. Let them join me here in this beautiful garden space. And I see us gathering. Thank you. If you have any little squeaky wheels today, if you have any little parts of you that are feeling insecure or sad or scared, you can bring that little child out too. Just have your higher self bring them out. Take them by the hand. They can go to the garden today too. They need some time to play. They need to feel completely loved. So bring them with you. I see little ones. I see you. Don't be afraid. Come on out to play today. Now, if you look at the gate, you can see someone you love standing there. It can be anyone. You can envision Elvis Presley if you want, Michael Jackson, a loved one that's passed, Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi, whoever you like. There is no wrong. It's completely up to you who greets you at that gate. They're all here for our highest of good, and they only want to show you love and peace and what it feels like to go through life without burdens. So step up to that person as they reach for you. Give them a big hug. Just bathing in that beautiful energy. Let it fill you. Feel that beautiful love wrap around you. Good morning, Catherine. Thank you for joining us. Hop in. Let's go in the garden. And the door is opening. It's got a little creek, and they welcome you in. And as you step into that garden, there are butterflies and dragonflies and fairies. I see some happy little trolls. They're not there to hurt you. They're just playing. I see dragons, I see unicorns, I see flying horses, flying pigs, whatever you'd like to put there. You get to be the creator here. What do you want to see in the garden? Imagine. I see rainbows, pots of gold. You can go get yourself a pot of gold if you'd like. Whatever you'd like to see in that little treasure at the bottom of the rainbow, you get to keep. Put it in your pocket. It's all yours. Bring it back with you. Big breath, nice and easy. As you're playing in that garden with the little child that came from inside of you, make sure that they have all kinds of fun. Put them on a swing, push them all the way, keep pushing them higher and higher. They get to fly all the way to the moon if they want, and then they come back. But they have so much fun in the process. Let them have so much fun. Just freedom to enjoy life. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Absolutely nothing. Fear does not exist, and no lower vibrational energy exists here. So you can be joyful and happy, free. Fall in love with life with every breath that you breathe. It smells so good here. I smell food cooking. I suddenly smell pancakes and maple syrup. Can you smell it? What would you like to have? You can eat anything you like. Create a banquet for yourself. Big breath. The energy is building within the physical cells. If you feel that, there's heat right at the crown, right at the top of your head. If you feel weight on the top of your head, they're placing your crown on top of your head. It is your birthright. You are of royal blood, each one of us. Placing a scepter in your hand and a warm cape around your shoulders, telling you to remember that you are descended from kings and queens. Powerful being. The energy is moving down into the forehead, the third eye, clearing away anything that no longer serves you. Whatever you're willing to let go of, you can let go of right now. Even if you don't know what's holding you back, just say, yes, I'm ready to just, please lighten my load. Tell the angels, they're all around you. Archangel Raphael is bringing in healing to anyone that needs it right now. Wrapping every cell of your body in healing energy. Letting go of what no longer serves me. Please clear it away. Making space for new energy, new life, new love, new opportunities, abundance, bliss. Down into the throat, clearing away, taking away all of that negative energy that's attached. Any cords, attachments, any old soul contracts, any negative karma, anything that can be released and severed at this time, we ask Archangel Michael to just come clear it all away. He uses his sword. He just kind of cuts right on down through, taking all of those cords and attachments away. If there are any earthbound spirits around anyone that watches this now or at any time, we ask to have them removed too. Please take them into the light so that they can go into complete healing. And I felt a lift. Great, that's beautiful. Much better, much more clear. Someone had a good clearing. Nice shift of energy. Keep playing in that garden. Just relax your body, letting this beautiful, healing, loving, clearing energy flow throughout. Moving down into the heart, clearing, opening you up. Lots of strong hearts here. Lots of empathic energy. What do you see there in that garden? I see a cave. Who would like to go into this cave with me? Let's go see what we can find. We don't have to be afraid. There's little lights all over the walls. Little lightning bugs are lighting up the whole place for us. We are so welcome here. I hear some noises down in deep. Let's go see what it's all about. The shuffling on through. Little laughter here and there. Some kids are giggling. It's fun to adventure, isn't it? Go down in deeper. You see some little rooms. You can step off into those rooms and see what you see. And as we get closer to the bottom, it opens wide and there's water in there. Beautiful water, illuminated water. It's the shade of the blue sky, even though there's no sky in there. The water is light blue, lit up, warm. You can jump in and play. Dive down deep, see what you can find. You're completely safe. Have fun in that pool of water for a little while. See if you can find some buried treasures down under the water. The energy's moving down into the solar plexus, lighting you up, clearing away the clutter. I see a bunch of angels in there sweeping up. They got dustpans and brooms, cleaning it up. It's like an old attic. You stored up so much stuff there. Just let it go. You don't need all that stuff anymore. We can't take it with us. Let it go. It no longer holds any purpose for you. You don't need to carry it around. Old belief systems, lies that you've been told about yourself. Don't believe any of that stuff anymore. You are precious. You are perfect. The energy's moving down into the second. This to me is a place of new life, the womb. Clearing away old energy, stagnant energy from past relationships, from things that have happened that were not the best experiences, but they were only experience. You can let them go now. It'll open you up to new relationships, to new love, to love those that you have in your world even more than you do now. Your creativity is opening up, your wisdom. Wisdom is filling your body. And the energy's moving down into your root. Lots of heat, lots of growing, lots of releasing. Healing. I heard the words, how far do you want to go? You get to take this adventure in this human form for as long as you want, as far as you want to go. How high do you want to go? How much do you want to grow? And the energy's moving down the legs, over the knees, down the lower legs, into the feet, going down into the earth through your beautiful root system. The earth is happy to receive. And as it receives, it recycles and sends it right back up. You don't lose anything. You just get new energy, new life. Today, brand new. Right now, you take that first breath. Breathe in, just like a brand new baby. Take a big breath, filling your lungs, pulling all of that energy into every cell of your body. Beautiful. That's excellent. And now you come back up out of that water, back up out of the cave, giving hugs to those that are around you that you love, telling them that you'll be back soon. You don't have to stay away long. You get to take this garden with you wherever you go. So wherever you are, when you feel stressed, go back to the garden. Spend time creating. It's your peaceful place, your place of abundance. Grab the hand of that little child, bring them back out. Let's breathe them back into the heart space right now. Beautiful, beautiful, excellent. I'm calling Archangel Michael back in, protecting each one of us in a bubble of protection. And as you're sitting there, all back in, all perfectly aligned, ego, higher self, all of that, you're just perfectly aligned right now. Please envision anyone that needs any extra prayer, any extra energy today. We're going to send that out. If you want to send it as general around the earth, that's perfectly okay. That's excellent. Let's just take about 30 seconds to send energy out to those in need. Starting right now. Take a big breath. Excellent. And now we're kind of closing down a little bit. Keep yourself safe and protected within that bubble. When you send out energy, it comes from the angels through you, not from you. Remember that. Keep that bank full of energy. Keep asking for a refill so that when someone is in need, you're not giving of yourself. You're giving of the angelic realm of source energy. Take good care of yourselves today. They're reminding you lots of water. It's a difficult time. Take good care. They are right there with you to help you through it. And now as you're ready to come back up out, you count to 5, start moving around, open your eyes. If you choose to stay, take a nap, that's okay too. It's completely up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Very nice. Thank you for joining me. When you're ready to stretch your body and move around, come on back out. It's about time for me to get going. I've run late again. I have a habit of getting in here late and running late lately. Like I said, I always do it my way. I'm very ornery that way. I hope that each one of you brought a treasure back out. And if you didn't bring a treasure, I hope that you feel that treasure in your heart anyway. I hope that you feel the love that you received, the clearing energy, the healing energy, taking it with you as you go through your day. Enjoy those people that you love. Enjoy the sunlight, the rain, whatever you've got. Enjoy the breath that fills your lungs. It's such a gift. I love you guys so much. I'm going to let you go for the day. Please be easy today. Have fun. That's what they're reminding. It's only life. You came here to have fun. Remember that. Have fun today. Enjoy yourselves. You're so welcome. Have a great day, Charlie. Take care to all you friends. I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. Today is Sunday. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Enlightened World Living and Enlightened World Network today because it's Sunday. I know they do a lot of meditation, so if you're needing more, that's the place to go. Please take good care of yourselves today, and I will see you tomorrow at 9:30. Bye.